Good evening and welcome to Global Lens on Apna Watan TV. I'm Saadia Afzaal. Tonight we are diving into a story that has Hollywood stunned, global filmmakers confused, and American moviegoers, depending on who you ask, either cheering for patriotism or dreading a future without Parasite, James Bond, or Spirited Away. Last week, President Trump, now in his second term and staying true to his America First doctrine, announced a bold and controversial new policy: 100% tariff on all foreign-made films entering the US market. This means any movie produced abroad, or in some cases even partially produced outside the US, could now face a full import tax. Yes, starting in 90 days, any film not made on American soil will cost double to import and distribute in the US. According to the president, this move is designed to protect American culture, American jobs, and American values. He also called it a warning shot to the global film industry, which he claims has become too dependent on American dollars without giving anything back. So what does the policy actually say? According to the executive order issued by the White House, all foreign-produced motion pictures imported into the United States for public exhibition shall be subject to a 100% import duty, effective immediately after a 90-day grace period. This applies to films from major markets like the UK, France, South Korea, India, Japan, even Canada. Art house cinema, independent films, streaming imports, and international blockbusters. This does not apply to films co-produced with American companies, films shot abroad but financed and distributed by US-based studios. So, if Warner Brothers shoots in Budapest, that's fine. But if Bong Joon-ho makes another masterpiece in Seoul and wants to release it in the US, that movie's cost just doubled. So let's talk about the rationale behind the move. Back in May 2025, Trump posted on Truth Social, "I'm authorizing the Department of Commerce and the US Trade Representative to immediately begin instituting a 100% tariff on all movies produced in foreign lands entering our country." He claims foreign governments are offering incentives that lure productions away from the US, harming domestic jobs and, in his words, national security. He also raised concerns about foreign propaganda and cultural messaging infiltrating American screens. But unlike many goods, films are deeply global. Production, post-production, and distribution often span continents. Hollywood regularly shoots abroad to reduce costs and leverage tax credits. Countries like Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand have built strong infrastructure to support global productions. Meanwhile, US-made films generate huge revenue overseas, contributing to America's trade surplus in entertainment. A sweeping tariff could provoke retaliation from other countries, disrupt these international relationships, and raise costs across the industry for studios, streaming platforms, theaters, and audiences. How are studios responding? Let's talk about this big question. Major studios like Disney, Universal, and Sony are staying quiet for now, waiting for more clarity. Many of their biggest franchises are still American-made, but streaming platforms, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, are in full crisis mode. These platforms depend heavily on international content. In 2024 alone, over 30% of Netflix's top-performing US titles were foreign-made: Lupin, Money Heist, Dark, RRR, and All Quiet on the Western Front, just to name a few. 100% tariff means higher acquisition costs, fewer international titles, possible price hikes for subscribers. And this is also a big blow to India's film industry. India is one of the world's largest film producing nations. While US revenue isn't the majority of global income for Indian films, it remains crucial, particularly for diaspora audiences, big budget tentpole films, overseas visibility, and profit margins. Under the new tariff, US ticket prices for Indian films may double, lowering attendance. Theatrical releases may become financially unviable, especially for mid and low budget films. Streaming could become the primary release route, but even digital imports may face taxation. Estimated revenue loss 5 to 7% for Hindi films and 5 to 10% or more for South Indian films with heavy US reliance. There could also be a creative impact. Producers may shy away from global themes or overseas focused stories, opting for safer local content if international returns seem uncertain. And a cultural cost. Reduced visibility for Indian cinema could weaken soft power and hinder cultural exchange. And not everyone opposes the move. Some American filmmakers, especially those in the struggling mid-budget sector, see this as a rare opportunity to reclaim space crowded out by both Hollywood blockbusters and foreign prestige films. Meanwhile, some conservative cultural critics are celebrating the decision as a stand against global cultural homogenization. If France can protect its cinema, why can't we? Asks an op-ed in The Federalist referencing how countries like France, China, South Korea, and India impose content quotas or offer protective incentives. The US has long championed openness, but critics argue that in doing so, it also has surrendered a degree of cultural influence. So, what happens next? We don't yet know how this will unfold. The policy may get watered down. Other nations may retaliate with their own tariffs. Studios might find loopholes, as they often do. But one thing is clear. This is a new front in the cultural war, fought not just in politics or on social media, but on the silver screen. 100% tariff may protect American jobs, but will it protect American storytelling or stifle it? Will it make the US stronger or smaller? And what happens when the credits roll and we realize we have stopped listening to the rest of the world? Time and the box office will tell. This is Saadia Afzaal for Apna Watan TV.
You are watching Apna Watan.